All right, unfortunately, here we are again. Um, Looks a lot like the previous videos, except what you don't see is that I had to strip off all the polyurethane and start over. Um, I may not have had to do this, but um, for some reason, which I think I probably know the reason why, I was getting a cloudiness through all of the polyurethane. And there are two possible reasons. One, I probably should have just listened to the experts. I mixed a little bit of mineral spirits into the polyurethane, and one person, really, I've only seen on one video, made a comment about how that can make the polyurethane murky or milky, and I think that's probably a little bit of it. But I think the main reason is that I didn't stir the semi-gloss polyurethane. I'm using the same. I got a new can of it, but I'm using the warm semi-gloss, and you can see it. You can see it sitting in this jar here. See how it's got like a haze to it, and you can even see that when you open the can. It's very clear at the top. They add in a dulling agent. I'm trying to think of the right word, but they add an agent to it that actually gives it that opacity, and the I can't think of the word right now, but anyways, gives it the semi-gloss. And if you don't get that mixed in consistently, what happens is as you work your way down the bottle, especially if you're not mixing, it'll just get more and more and more and more semi-gloss, essentially. And I put a bunch of coats on. And so I think what may have happened is as those coats built up, it just essentially got more and more opaque. That dulling agent got thicker and thicker in it. And so the top, layer after layer after layer just had cloudiness in it. So that was a bummer. Fortunately, I was able to sand it. I don't know if I've got a video of it sanded without the polyurethane on it, and I was able to sand it without really hitting any of the finish underneath. There's a couple areas you can probably see them in the back here, just where there's a little bit of discoloration where I got below the actual Minwax stain. I was kind of testing back here on purpose with a palm sander just to see how much it would take before it actually took away the stain. This is going to get covered by the cabinets, so I'm not really worried about that. But it's kind of interesting how that little line is actually showing pretty strongly there. But none of that will show, so I'm not too worried about it. There are probably a couple other spots. I think there's some spots up front here, but they're not visible at all once you get the polyurethane on. It just kind of smooths everything out. I am realizing I've got a bug stuck in the front here that I'd like to get rid of. That's wonderful. So yeah, overall, I think this is going to be much better. I'm not exactly in a super clean environment here, so I've got a couple little pieces of dust on it, but I was able to wipe it smooth, and hopefully this finish comes up good. I think I'm going to sand it one time, really good, and probably just put 2 coats of poly on it and call it good, and just not mess with it any further. It seemed like the more coats I added last time, the worse it got. So I'm just going to not mess with it. I think if you're doing a gloss coating, lots of coats would look really good, but I think I just kind of overdid it a little bit. So I'll combine all these videos, hopefully learn a little bit from this. It's been a little bit of a tedious process, but I think it's going to turn out great. And at this point, we just want to get it done and get it in so we can start using it.